We're going to have a Hunkydory day, and I'm going to be showing you two different kits from Hunkydory. Actually, there are 3 kits, but I'm going to do it in 2 segments. So the first one is going to be all about floral wishes, and I guarantee you both sets are gorgeous. So please come play with us. Okay, this is what you will be able to make. I told you it would be gorgeous. This is the new Floral Wishes. Now, Hunkydory calls this a designer deco large, and what they mean by that is that you will be able to do this paper towel style layering, and notice everything is foiled. Of course it is, because it's from our friends at Hunkydory. And let me show you what's in the kit. This is just to entice you. Did it work? So here we go. Now you will get an idea sheet, and there are just lots of ideas on the front and on the back. There are no directions, but there are the ideas. So you can kind of figure that out. Let me show you what happens within the kit. You're going to get, for every single one of the flowers, you're going to get a base sheet like this, and this is going to have that first image, some extra things like the corners. This has got borders, also happens to have a greeting. Then you're going to get a matching sheet, and this is where all the layers come from. The deco layers is what Hunkydory calls them. So you can see there's a large one, medium, and then it gets smaller as the layers come together to be put together. Also more greetings, and just really nice. Now, in addition to these 2 pieces, which you would figure you would have, you're also going to get a piece of adorable scoreable, and the artwork is going to match, and that's going to work out very, very nicely. So you're going to get that in every single of the cards that I show you. So there are 12 of them altogether with the die cuts, 282 foiled die cuts. You just can't go wrong. So there's one. I'm just going to go kind of quickly to show you, because on the product page, I'll go through every single one of them and you can see them again. So here we go. This is a bouquet, as you can see. Birthday wishes, friends. Here is just really pretty with the lilies. And actually, while I've got this here, why don't I show you the card? And I think this is just beautiful. And you can see Heidi made our projects again. Hi, Heidi. And you can see, we'll back up just a smidge. Houston did such a nice job of getting in close so you could see that. And you can see that this frame is on the base sheet, and then you build up the layers as you choose. Beautifully done. And Heidi used on the front of her card this piece, and then on the inside of her card she used the other side of it. The other thing that Heidi did, and she did it on the 2 of the cards, is she used the thin line dazzles. Now, Houston, I'm going to ask you to get in close again, and you can see on the edge there, that gold strip, those are the thin line dazzles. Now, let me open this up. And you can see on the inside, she used another. This is just a really pretty, there you go, especially if I get my finger out of the way. And she added one of the greetings in the corner there. And I thought that was so pretty to use this printed image and just do that little bit on the inside, add a bow or little knot. This is out of the ivory ribbons, and adding deepest sympathy. So just really, really beautiful. So that's another of the cards and images in here. And then there is another bouquet, really oh so pretty. And you can see the zinnias, or dahlias, sorry, I should know that. Dahlias are here. Now, what she did, this is the adorable scoreable that comes with it. So she used that for the front of her card. She made a gatefold card. And that's a really good idea, especially with these large framed pieces. So that's really nice. And the instructions are in the gallery. Again, she used the thin line dazzles around the edge. In fact, on the thin line dazzles, it's a whole set. There are 5 of them in there. And every single sheet has, I believe, 31 of the thin lines, and you get them in gold and silver, black and white. And you can see, and then on the inside of her card, she used, again, the other part of the Adorable Scoreable, and she did build one piece. So she took her largest die cut, put it on the inside, added a greeting, did the thin line dazzles around it, and then did a little piece on the edges. So very clever. Close that up, and isn't that really, really nice? And easy to do. So that's much appreciated. Great job, Heidi. And let me see, we'll go, here is another bouquet and tulips, so festive and pretty. And here we have some bells and flowers for wedding or anniversary. Isn't that gorgeous? Absolutely pretty. And we have roses, and we have a teacup. Now, here's how Heidi did the teacup. She made this into a gatefold, or an easel, excuse me, like this. So there you can see, she cut this down to, I think it's 4 3/4 square, folded it in the middle, and you can see what she did with her circle is to add it just on the front of the card base. And you can see that. The corners, she's added those very nicely on the corners. And then she did use the Adorable Scoreable, because you get it, you might as well use it. And you can see that one piece is down at the bottom. Let me turn it over so you can see. And the other piece is just the top part, okay? And fold that, did her layering, and on the inside, you're right, she used the piece of art that's right here, and then of course foam taped the greeting so that this can rest. And isn't that just really pretty? Sending you lots of love and best wishes, and out of the pink ribbons. So just beautiful. And there's one more set of flowers right here with the poppies that are just quite lovely. So in this set, we have all of the floral wishes, and in the Money Saver, we're also adding the thin line dazzles just so that you have those accents. Just beautiful. Now, I promised you gorgeous, and I think you got it this time. Now, here I come back with our second offering. So here is our second set from Hunkydory, and these are called Picture Perfect. So we have 2 of the paper pads, and we've got cutting dies, and I've got lots of stuff to show you. So let's start with the Picture Perfect Amethyst. And this has, the sheets in this are a little different. And again, if you go to paperwishes.com, I did a product video on this, so I would show you everything there. I'll kind of quickly go through it here. But you are getting 12 papers, and then you're going to get 4 of every single one. And the whole package includes about 300 images. Now let me show you what I mean by that. So here's one of the sheets. You're going to get 4 of them, and you can see on this sheet you've got 2 large, you've got a horizontal and a vertical, and then you've got 2 squares. So lots of images on every single sheet. So it just goes like that. Everything is in the purple amethyst. Just really, really gorgeous. Did I mention that this would be a beautiful webisode? And you can see, okay, now Heidi has done some projects for us. So this is one of the sheets, and she has used it in really, I think, a very clever way. So she has made a shaker card. Now, I would never have thought of that. She used the cutting die. So here's the cutting die, and I didn't show you much about that. So you're going to get a square, a circle, and an oval. And then you also get inner pieces so that you can cut these out. In fact, here's a great example that not only does it die cut it, but it also gently embosses. So you can see that on this large piece that is on this gatefold card. And she chose to do the oval one or circle one that she's done out of the sparkle, the holographic sparkle paper. So this is the silver and this is the sparkle. And then she simply placed this image right here, that little square, down and put some of the sparklets on it. and then have foam taped this one that was backed with acetate to make her shaker card. And I don't know that I've seen a shaker card on a gatefold before. So Heidi, clever woman, she used our 8.5 by 11 jewel plaid paper, which I thought was a really fun choice. She backed both of those with the silver, so the silver is just everywhere and sparkly. Then on the inside of her card, she also covered it with the silver paper, and then she used a greeting that's from one of the other sheets that I'm going to show you in a second also right there. So this sheet has got just a giant greeting, but also 4 additional ones. And Heidi's used a couple of those today. So you can see that she is using the flat silver, the silver sparkle, and the Amethyst Dreams paper art all together. So that's one way. Here is another one that she has done. So here is a card. Really pretty, really maximizing the idea of all of those images. So on this card, she has used this piece and she's matted it on the silver. And then she used this one and matted it on the silver, put it onto her card, and then she did the square frame and placed that on this little square and popped it up with some foam tape. So really fun. I don't know that I've ever seen that before, where that many images were used on a card front. So really fun. Now, she also used the Dotted Duos #2, because there is a lavender dot in there. And doesn't that work nicely with all the sparkles in the artwork with those swans? On the inside of her card, she just did a strip of the Dotted Duos #2 and then added another of the swans, happens to be this one on the sheet. So 1, 2, 3, 4 of those images on this paper. So she's going to have this large one left, she's going to have this one left, and I guess that's all. So she's going to have 2 left. You can still make 2 more cards if you like, just out of that one sheet. Now this is with the white set of papers, has that ribbon, white ribbon set, has the silver in it. And isn't that just really pretty? Clever woman. Now, wait till you see this last one. So pretty. This is just lovely. And it is, look, you see all that sparkle going on? Well, you know about that because we tell you about that. But let me show you the sheet that she used. Here it is. So you can see all those wonderful butterflies in the purple amethyst color. So she took this piece and she really noticed that it's got 2 colors behind it. So she went into the Dotted Duos #2 and did the lavender and the cream. And she put them opposite on her card, opposite the way they are on the art sheet, which I thought was really clever. Then she matted it on the pink Dotted Duos. Very neat. And then again on the silver. So that worked very nicely. Now she also took the silver paper and die cut the circle. So we've used all of them. Heidi used all of them and put it right there. And then she took another piece of it and die cut it and just used the corners. So the corners of the square, that was used on the corners here. So just die cut one and you've got 4 embellishments. Really nice idea to use there. Now, in addition, because you get 4 copies of every single piece of art, Heidi cut out the butterfly out of 2 other. And look what happens when I lift this up. Now this is our glitter acetate, and it comes with 5 8.5 by 11 sheets in a package. And all Heidi did was to place a little piece over her butterfly because it's clear, and then cut out. Now she chose to cut out 2 of the butterflies and layer them like this, and then of course foam tape them in the center. But you can see what a beautiful sparkly look it gives, and so easily. Now she did the same thing on a couple of the little butterflies too. So you can see on this sheet of art, you've got lots of additional butterflies that you can use. Now on this card, it is a gatefold card, and so she has one side covered with the cream, as I said, the other one with the lavender, and on the inside she's got the pink, and that matches the pink that she's done on the matting on the inside. Again, she's used one of the greetings, and that is on this same sheet. So it's where she used the swans, but now she's also happiness blooms from within. Very pretty. Matted that on the silver metallic. And then also these are the same corners from that square frame. And then she's added butterflies on top. So just a really lovely, lovely job on all of these. Well, of course it is. Heidi does great work. Now let me take you into the garden. So in the garden is the second paper pack, and it too has 300 designs. And again, I'll just go very, very quickly through these, and you can see same idea that there are multiple images on every sheet. However, they do tend, of course, they're going to have the garden theme. So some of them have kind of this white background, which is very clean and very pretty, and it's cute to have some charming little animals in there. Then there are some that are more photoreal looking, like these. And let me go here. So here is a card that Heidi did, and it is probably the simplest way you can do a card is to take the image on the sheet, simply mat it onto the Dotted Duos #2 pink, and then place it onto the card that has the Dotted Duos lavender on it. Now again, we're going to get in close so you can see thin line dazzles were used here. As you can see, just makes a really pretty border. Just really nice. Added a little purple bow on the inside. She's chosen the smaller piece, and it's really kind of funny. When I see them on the sheet, I'm thinking, oh, well, that's really little. But when I see how she's used them on the cards, whether it's the shaker or the swan or right here, they look larger for some reason. I think it's because you don't have the contrast of the larger images next to it like you do on the sheet. But isn't that pretty? Again, with the thin line dazzles and then the greeting dazzles down below, just because. Just really nice, very simply done, very quickly done, and very nicely done, all of those together. Now here's another way that Heidi used this set, and this is nice also if you want to do a masculine card too. So many of these will lend themselves that way. So she chose to put them in a quadrant. So she's used the ripple the brown ripple holographic paper, which is a really fun choice, and then cut out 4 of the pieces. You can see on this sheet there are 4 on the outside, 4 right here. So she chose 4 of the 8, placed them on the corners, and then took another one and did a little bit of cutting. So I want to turn this so you can see that she did some foam taping and layering. Evidently that scene really captured her eye. She wanted that to be the main one. Now on her card, it is a 5-inch card, and again the directions are in the gallery. You can see that she used the Dotted Duos #1 to take that gold piece, and then also did a green strip across the center, so picking up the greens and the golds in the artwork. On the inside, she just simply did the green, and she did a frame. And isn't that nice? Again, one of the smaller pieces, and just pop that on top. I like the fact that you get that gentle embossing with that cutting die, and just for you on the inside. So that's really nice. And I have one more. Now this sheet looks kind of wowy when I look at it, wow. But there are very thin white lines that will help you cut this out, so that big one and so forth. Now what Heidi did is she took this big piece and put it onto her triple layer card. Look at this. That is such a fun, different look to give this. So you have all of this playfulness and busyness. You can really see the rabbits playing. Now, when she laid this down or glued it down onto her card, that isn't big enough to cover the whole card base. So clever woman, and I'm not sure if I can find the other sheet, but bear with me for a second. What she did was to cover the front of her card with what would fit. So simply use the pattern that's in the paper collection. This is the triple step card. So she, instead of having it like a cake, she turned it on its side like this. So use the paper to cover that. And then the piece that was missing, she just cut right here and pulled this piece, because you see it has daffodils, and inserted it underneath. And that just finished up her card, and you really cannot even tell. It's such a busy design that I can only feel it. I feel those daffodils, and I see that little bunny, and that's the little bunny that's right there. So it just matches. And so she finished that. Then the patterns in the package will give you for those two, and she used those out of Dotted Duos #1. On the inside, she did a strip, and then used again one of the little squares. And it is this one right here. And matted it on the gold, used the thin line dazzles, and finished her card. Very nice. And she chose to use this one with the big oval. There is an inside piece, of course, because these are frames, but you can use it as she did here. Another thing that Heidi did is she wanted to reinforce that, because it really is two pieces. So she used the inside piece as a pattern to cut another oval and just glued it to the back. That way it gives it a little more stability and just works very nicely. Fun card, certainly would help someone get well soon. So as you can see, Hunkydory has really been at it. And we don't have as many of the cutting die, but we can get more, so don't worry about that. So whether you want to do picture perfect with a cutting die, or you want to do the floral wishes, we've got them from Hunkydory. All of the products that were used, or many of the products that were used, are down below. You can see them. And if you're seeing this on YouTube, please go to paperwishes.com, because we have too many savers for you. See you next time.